Hello everyone, my name is Vivek and by qualification I am a chartered accountant and I am working in the field of IFRS from last 9 years. With a background and experience in IFRS, I have decided to create some short videos to cover all the latest developments and happenings around IFRS standards. To start with, I am making my first video on how the IASB supports the uniform implementation of the IFRS standards across all jurisdictions and how does it deal with the diversity in application of IFRS standards. Let's begin. Once IASB, the International Accounting Standards Board, issues a new standard that becomes effective, IASB regularly organizes the conferences, workshops, webinars, etc. to educate the stakeholders and get the public feedback. It also issues articles, educational materials to support the effective implementation of new IFRS standard. And when I say new IFRS standard, it also includes any major amendment to existing IFRS standard. Example, IFRS 17 amendments that are planned for this year. After the lapse of 2 to 3 years from the effective date of new IFRS, IASB conducts a post-implementation review of the new IFRS to see if it is working as intended by the IASB. One of the PIR which currently is in progress is PIR for IFRS 10, 11 and 12, that is for consolidation standards, on which I will make a separate video at a later date. To support implementation of the existing IFRSs, there is a committee by the name IFRS Implementation Committee, in short IFRIC, which works with the IASB to support the uniform application of the IFRS standards. Any stakeholder can submit a matter for consideration of the IFRIC along with the reasons as to how they think the matter meets the criteria laid down by the IFRIC. Before discussing the matter in a public meeting, the team analyzes if the matter under consideration is widespread or expected to have a material effect. To ascertain this, the team sends out the matter for consideration to the large accounting firms, securities regulators, and the International Federation of Accounting Standard Setters, asking if the fact pattern under consideration is common in different jurisdictions or how there is a diversity in application of the IFRSs in the fact pattern. After receiving their responses, if they conclude that the matter is widespread, then the team do their initial study of the case, present their analysis in a staff paper along with their view, and then discuss it in a public meeting of IFRIC, which is available on their website. Post discussion, IFRIC may decide any of these three options. If it thinks the standard has adequate guidance and the matter can be solved by providing guidance to the preparers, it publishes an agenda decision. Or if it thinks that the matter can only be solved through a minor amendment in the standard, it recommends a narrow scope amendment in a standard to the IASB or issues IFRIC interpretation themselves. Or if it thinks that the matter needs to be solved by a major amendment in the standard, it refers to the board as a larger board project. Once the IFRIC decides for agenda decision or a narrow scope amendment in the standard, it has to follow a due process, which is it gets approval from the board, draft the wordings of the amendment or agenda decision, host the draft version for the public comments to see if the public at large agrees with the IFRIC decisions. Comment period is generally 2 months for public to comment on this draft version. Analyze, and then the team analyzes all the public comments and discuss those comments in a public meeting, and thereafter finalize the amendment or agenda decision. You can find all the agenda decisions under the tab supporting implementation of the website of IFRS Foundation. Here all the agenda decisions are categorized according to the IFRS standards, which I think is quite helpful. Now request, please do share your feedback if you like my videos. It will definitely encourage and motivate me to create new and new videos, and also share the fields in which you want my further topics to be discussed on. At the end, thank you so much.